So hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm really excited to be sitting down to film this video because this is my best of 2021. This is one of my most favorite videos to film because I love just sitting down, taking stock of what were my favorite products from the year. I am not super strict, so I don't just focus on products that were new releases from the year. Some of them are new releases, a lot of them are new releases, but I also pick products that I either fell in love with, so products that I actually have already had in my collection that I kind of rediscovered, or products that have already been released from previous years that I just newly discovered this year. So it is a little bit of a mashup, but nevertheless, these are the products that I used over and over and over again over the past year. Some of them are somewhat new discoveries, but I can already tell that they are going to be long-term favorites. So what I'm gonna do is go through the products as if I were getting ready for the day. So starting with being in the shower with a body wash and ending with putting on my lip product. So let's start with a body wash. So my favorite discovery of a body wash this year was the Bathing Culture body wash. This is called the Mind and Body Wash. This is one of those super silky body washes that just lathers up so beautifully. It's got olive oil and shea butter in it, so it is super silky, super gentle and lathering. Does a really great job, of course, of washing your body, which is what you want a body wash to do. And it just smells amazing. They don't tell you exactly what the essential oils are in here, but it's got a very piney scent to it. They describe it as a seaside forest on a rainy day, and it really does smell incredible. I started with the smaller, I think it's a 16-ounce bottle, and both my son and I absolutely fell in love with it. He started to use it quite a bit too, and I realized we were gonna go through it pretty quickly. So I ended up buying another one. I got it from Beauty Heroes. I first purchased it when I think they were having a friends and family sale, something like that, back in October, I think. And then that's when I realized we might go through it pretty quickly. So then they also had a Black Friday sale, I think. So that's when I decided to upgrade to this larger size. And I'm really glad that I did because I'm super happy with it. I really, really like it. I think right now it is my absolute favorite body wash that I have going. Definitely my favorite wash/body product of the year. I do want to give a special shout out to this product. I don't have the box. It's just a little bar of soap, just a very humble bar of soap. This is the Nature by Canis goat milk soap. I will put a picture here of what the actual, packaging looks like. The reason why I like it so much is the scent. It kind of has a clove-esque type smell. And the reason why I like it so much is it does a really good job of deodorizing the pits. Sometimes I find with body washes, it just doesn't do the best job of getting rid of BO. So if you have been working out really hard and you're just really sweaty and kind of smelly, or you've had a really intense day at work and you've just got some really bad BO going on, I find that I just need something a little bit extra to get rid of the stink. And also, I've got teenage boys. One of my kids is in college right now, but my 17-year-old, just sometimes he's like, Mom, I need something a little bit stronger. So this Nature by Canis goat milk soap has really been doing the trick. I don't think it is, quote unquote 100% natural, but I do absolutely love this soap. I love the scent. It smells amazing. Like I said, I really love that clove type scent, and it does a really good job of getting rid of that stink under your pits when it is especially strong. Moving on to hair, I did fall in love with one shampoo in particular. This is the Abati Suisse Nanda shampoo bar. This is their shampoo bar. I'm not going to open up this package because it is sealed shut, but I will show you the shampoo bar that I've got going. This is from my shower, and I do have it on one of these little soap savers so that it will last longer. I really love this shampoo bar because even though it's called this is their detoxifying shampoo bar, I find that even though it's detoxifying, it's supposed to be one of these kind of clarifying shampoo bars. Because it has nourishing oils in it, I think there's argan oil in this formulation, it still is very gentle on your hair. So it does this great combination of leaving my hair kind of bouncy, it allows the waves to come out, yet it leaves it very soft. So I don't know, it's just kind of dialed into that combination of not weighing my hair down, yet not allowing it to get super frizzy. I don't know, it's just a great combination combination. I really, really love it. It's got a really nice scent of ginger and tuberose. It is EcoCert certified. There is no synthetic fragrance in this particular formula. I don't think there's any synthetic fragrance in their shampoo bars. Whereas if you are familiar with their shampoo and conditioner that comes in the bottles, I think there is synthetic fragrance in there. You know, they call it a clean synthetic fragrance, but I do believe there is synthetic fragrance in the shampoo and conditioner that comes in their bottles. So that's just something to be aware of. I know people absolutely love the shampoo and conditioner that comes in the bottles. I liked it too, but the scent was a little bit too strong for me. So if you found that to be the case as well, you might want to try the shampoo bar as an alternative. And they did send this to me in PR, and this is a backup bar that I did purchase myself because I loved it so much. They did send me the lemongrass one in PR. I didn't really like that one as much, so the Nanda one specifically is my favorite. And then for hairstyling products, I am absolutely in love with the Roundup Mighty Majesty Fortifying Hair Serum, and I can't believe this has not made it on a favorite list in the past. I'm not exactly sure why, but I really do love this hair oil. It is absolutely beautiful. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, it's that Goldilocks texture for my hair. It has an absolutely stunning scent of jasmine. I absolutely love it. I would slather this all over my body if I could afford it, because this is actually quite expensive, but in my mind, it is worth it. It actually lasts a really long time. I don't have to use that many pumps in order for it to do the job. I think maybe 3 pumps is enough, and I focus it on my ends, and then whatever is left in my hands, I just rub it all over my hands and then just kind of pat it around the crown of my head, because if I do use too much hair oil, it can really get that, you know, greasy look. So that's why I focus on my ends, disperse it through, you know, around my hands, and then just kind of pat it and then get it into the rest of my hair. So that's how I use the hair oil. The other favorite product that I have for my hair is the Josh Rosebrook Serum Spray Style. This is actually my either second or third bottle of this. Absolutely love this too. I don't think I have put this on a favorite list, and I actually don't even know if I've ever mentioned this before, which I can't believe if that is the case, that I've never mentioned this before. I love this serum spray. What I do is I actually spray this into my hands. I use it pretty liberally, probably 3 or 4 sprays. Again, kind of do the same thing with the remaining oil that is left in my hands. What I'll do is I just put it all over my hands, almost like a lotion, even though it's a liquid. I'll rub it all over my hands and then do the same thing, pat it around my crown, and then put it through the rest of my hair. And then I comb the products, both of those products, through my hair, and then I just kind of scrunch it up, and then I just let my hair air dry. And so it's typically, you know, curly and wavy. Today I did straighten my hair, but typically on a day-to-day basis it is curly and wavy. So this combination of the Roundup hair oil along with the Josh Rosebrook serum spray is a fabulous combination. I think maybe I've talked about this on Instagram, maybe just not on YouTube. But a wonderful combination. I love these two together, huge favorites. And this year I really feel like I've gotten it dialed in on exactly how much oil I want to use alongside that serum spray. So definitely 2021, those two are my favorites for hair. So let's move on to cleansers. I don't really have any new major discoveries for cleansers. These are kind of rediscoveries for me. And I did do a video talking about my favorite oil cleansers and favorite balm cleansers. So I will link that up here. And the reason why I did that was I wanted to put those out prior to all the Black Friday sales, because I wanted to be able to help you out with any shopping that you were possibly going to do. So I won't spend too much time on these two products because I already talked about those in that recent oil and balm cleanser video. But I did really want to highlight these two. These are the Live Botanical Vibrant Garden Universal Oil and the Live Botanical Nourishing Cleansing Oil. So let's talk about the Nourishing Cleansing Oil first. And I don't think I've actually ever featured this in a year-end video, and it is such an amazing cleansing oil that it is time for it to be highlighted in a year-end video. And I want to tell you that this ingredient list is spectacular. First of all, the second ingredient is lemon balm, which is such a beautiful, nourishing, healing herb. And it smells of beautiful lemon balm. So if you like that herbal lemon type of scent, you must check out this cleansing oil. It is a cleansing oil that does emulsify off, but the emulsifier is way, way, way down on the ingredient list. I think it might be the second to the last ingredient. So you will still kind of have that feeling of the cleansing oil a little bit on your face. So if you want a cleansing oil that's gonna completely rinse clean, then this probably isn't for you. But if you want a cleansing oil that kind of is that hybrid between a cleansing oil that you need to use the cloth method for, but you want the convenience of a cleansing oil that will rinse off, you might want to give this a look. And even though I'm not going to be doing a deep dive into ingredients in this video, I did want to just mention here a few of the ingredients because they're so lovely. It's got sunflower seed oil, the lemon balm that I mentioned, and then a couple of the oils are meadow foam seed oil and pumpkin seed oil. And then, like I mentioned, just a very low percentage of the emulsifier. So if you are a fan of cleansing oils, you really should check this one out. I also want to let you know about the Vibrant Garden Universal Oil. Now, this is not specifically an oil cleanser. This is just a beautiful, nourishing oil that has such a beautiful ingredient deck. Just to mention a few really interesting ingredients, there's rice bran in here, acai pulp, there's herbal extracts, there's beautiful berry oils in here. So as a moisturizer, there's ceramides and polyphenols and sterols, just all kinds of great things for your skin. So I love using this as a moisturizer, but I also really love using it as a cleansing oil. It's a non-emulsifying cleansing oil, of course, so you do need to use a cloth method to remove it. It's just been amazing for my skin. I love the whole ritual of using the cloth method, especially at nighttime if I do have a full face of makeup on. So highly recommend this not only as a moisturizer, but as a cleanser. So these two are beautiful, beautiful favorites from this past year. So then of course, after cleansing comes toning, and I only have one. Future me here, I have no idea what I was just talking about when I said I only have one favorite mist or essence from 2021. I filmed this video yesterday, started to edit the video last night, and when I saw myself say that I only had one favorite, I thought, what in the world are you talking about? You definitely have more than one favorite. Of course, I absolutely love the Dr. Cerakul Kombucha Essence, and after I have my little talk right here, I'm gonna go ahead and proceed and talk more about that essence, which I absolutely love, of course. It is a favorite from 2021, but I do wanna add these two as well, the Earthwise Beauty 3 Roses Mist, as well as the Nini Organics Rain. This is just such a beautiful essence. It has butterfly bush in it. It has lactic acid, which you all know that I love, one of my favorite skincare ingredients. So I'm not gonna talk about this one too much since I literally just spoke about it in my last video, but this is definitely a favorite from 2021. And then the other one is the Earthwise Beauty 3 Roses Mist. This is absolutely stunning. And this is more than just a rose hydrosol. This has two types of rose damascena hydrosol in it. There's also rose floral essence in here. There's also resveratrol, colloidal silver, and also ferulic acid. So this is just an incredible mist. I love the scent of it. It's incredibly rich and fresh, and I have just totally fallen in love with it. So if you are a lover of rose hydrosols, if you are a lover of rose mists, and just a lover of rose scents in general, then I do highly recommend this one. I also do highly recommend, of course, this Rain as well from Nini Organics. These are both really beautiful, just very, very special mists. And then, of course, I also do highly recommend the Dr. Cerakul Kombucha, which I'm going to continue talking about in just a second. I do, though, of course, want to mention my Christmas tree. I feel so badly that we haven't decorated it yet, but we still are waiting for our older son to arrive from college. We're gonna decorate the tree as a family. He arrives in 2 days, and I absolutely cannot wait. So that is still why we don't have ornaments on our tree. Just feel the need to mention that. So now that I've gotten that off my chest, let's go ahead and talk about the kombucha. This is the Dr. Cerakul Kombucha. Let's see, what is it? The kombucha tea extract. Yeah, it's the vegan kombucha tea essence. That is the name of this product. And first of all, just look at this packaging. I am just still so in love with this packaging. I love the rounded cap. I love the frosted glass. Now, the thing about this product is you do need to shake it up, and I already have shaken it up. I will see if I can find a picture where you see the product separated out, because you will see the tea essence on the bottom, which is darker, and then the oils are on the top. So obviously the main ingredient here is the kombucha tea extract. One of the oils is sunflower seed seed oil. And then interestingly, there are also unsaponifiables in here. And I actually didn't realize there were unsaponifiables in here until I was actually looking at ingredient lists today, getting prepared to do this video. And if you saw my last video where I was talking about Boxwala and celebrating their 6 years, their 6-year anniversary, and I chose my 6 favorites over these last 6 years, I highlighted 12 Beauty and their Frontier oil and talking about unsaponifiables. Well, it turns out there's unsaponifiables in this Dr. Cerecal kombucha essence. And I hope I'm saying Dr. Cerecal right. If you know how to pronounce it, let me know down below. But anyway, there are unsaponifiables in here as well. And I think that unsaponifiables might be the ingredient of the year. I think I talked about lactic acid maybe being the ingredient of 2020, or maybe it was 2019. I'm voting for unsaponifiables as the ingredient of 2021. I think my skin is just in love with unsaponifiables. I have 2 more products to talk about here coming up that do have unsaponifiables as well. If you're curious about unsaponifiables, do check out either the video, my last video where I talked about unsaponifiables in the Boxwala 6-year anniversary video, or the video where I do review the 12 Beauty box. I think that was back in April. I'll link that up here if you're curious to learn more about it. But just real quick, the unsaponifiables are the active part of the oils, like in sunflower seed oil or olive oil or even rice bran, I believe, rice bran oil. So anyway, enough of all that. Just I want to tell you that the vegan kombucha tea essence from Dr. Cerecal is absolutely beautiful. I love the texture. I love how hydrating it is on the skin. I love these essences that are basically like liquid lotions. The Laneige one is really nice as well, but I think that this Dr. Cerecal one is my absolute favorite. I will definitely be getting this again. I know that you can get it on Amazon. I know a lot of us are trying to avoid Amazon. Sometimes it is just necessary, but I do think there are some shops online where you can actually find this. So I will link a couple of those down below for you. So after toner, of course, comes a serum. My favorite serum from this past year has been the Sarah Rose I Am a Treasure Hydra C serum. I have talked about this many, many times now on my channel. The reason why I love this serum is because it has a combination of vitamin C as well as mothbean. I really love mothbean. It is a beautiful botanical ingredient that has similar action as retinol. So for those of you who don't want to use retinol, or you just prefer to use botanical ingredients, mothbean is a really lovely alternative. I really love this liquid texture and just how it just soaks right into the skin. These watery serums are really easy to use, and I think they're just great for all skin types. And the scent is very faint. It just dissipates really quickly. I can't even really describe the scent because it dissipates so quickly. It's just a very faint, sweet scent that lasts for just like 5 seconds. The texture is just very slightly tacky, and it just dries down really quickly, and then it just kind of has that matte kind of texture, and then you can just put your moisturizer on top. Speaking of which, my next favorite is the 12 Beauty Nutritive Repair Emulsion, which I also mentioned in the Boxwala video that I just talked about. This one is more of a lotion type texture, and I go into great detail in that last video that I just did. But as you can see, just a beautiful lotion texture. And then what I like to do is mix it with an oil. And then these are my 2 favorite oils from 2021. The 12 Beauty Intelligent Frontier Facial Oil. This is the one that has the unsaponifiables in it. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because I just talked about it at great length in that Boxwala video from their 6th anniversary video that I just did. And then my other favorite oil from 2021 is the Earthwise Beauty Black Locust Firming Concentrate. So I did want to make mention that there are essential oils in this formula. I think there's rhododendron essential oil in here. I find it to be really pleasing, really beautiful. But back to the performance of this product, I find that it really does do a really lovely job of softening those fine lines. I feel like it is quite effective. And as I mentioned, it just has such a beautiful creamy texture that I'm just in love with that creaminess from an oil. I just feel like it is just quite magical, and it just surprises me every time I pour it into my hand and rub it onto my face. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I can't remember exactly when this was released. I think maybe it was around 2019. So it has been around for a little while, but I feel like sort of similar to the Lip Botanical cleansing oil, that just over this past year, I've just kind of rediscovered my love for this product. So I just had to include it in my favorites of 2021 because I have just been loving it so much this year. My next product that I want to talk about is also a moisturizer, but this is a cream. This is from La Maria. This is the Minera Phytoestrogen Infused Face Moisturizer, and I will show you this beautiful cream texture. This is definitely the type of cream that I love, where it feels creamy, feels really luxurious, and then you still kind of have that emollient texture on your skin. So it's not greasy, but you can still feel the emollients. I know I keep repeating the word emollient and emollients, but that's that texture I want to feel on my skin, where it doesn't completely soak into the skin and give you that matte, satiny feeling. I do want to have a little bit of that dewiness on my skin, and this is just that perfect texture for me. And the story behind La Maria is there are phytoestrogens in here because after the age of 35, your estrogen in your skin and in your body, does decrease. So that's giving you those phytoestrogens back into your skin. And also there are unsaponifiables in this formula. So I think that combination, especially with the unsaponifiables, really helps my skin, and my skin just is really loving this formula. And it also has this really lovely kind of light peachy apricot scent that I really, really adore. So this was just a huge favorite of mine, definitely my favorite cream from 2021, and I really absolutely love it. And then while we're on skincare, I do want to mention this device. This is the Eno device from Allura. I did an extensive review of this device, so I will link that up here, but just real quickly, I want to let you know that I am still loving this device. Definitely one of my favorites from 2021, and this is a ultrasonic device. It has two ends. You take the cap off this end, and this is a plate that has ultrasonic vibrations, and it's good for exfoliation. And then this side is for allowing your products to penetrate your skin better. And it also helps promote collagen and just kind of helps plump your skin. It's definitely been a favorite of mine for 2021. I absolutely love it. All right, so let's move into sunscreen. So I'm gonna have to eat my words on this one because when I first talked about this product, I said I didn't really think I liked it very much, but I actually really love it and I use it all the time, and I'm definitely going to restock it. This is the tinted Elta MD UV Elements Broad Spectrum SPF 44. I was thinking about cleaning this up. I don't know if you guys can see kind of how janky it looks, but I decided not to clean it up so that you guys would see how much I love it because I use it all the time. At first, I didn't really like it because I thought the tint was maybe a little bit off. I thought maybe it was a little bit ashy possibly for my skin tone, but it actually works out just fine for me. As you can see, I reach for this when I am in a hurry, like if I just am gonna go for a walk or just do something outside, run errands really quickly. I just grab this real quick, put 2 or 3 pumps in the palm of my hand, just rub it on my face super fast, and I can run out the door. It's just kind of like that no-brainer product when I really want to make sure that I've got good SPF coverage. So yeah, I really ended up liking this. So that just goes to show you that you've got to give a product 2, 3, 4, 5 tries before you decide that you really don't like it. I do like the finish. It's not super dewy, which I do like. I have another couple of products here to talk about that have SPF in it that are definitely more dewy, which I absolutely love. But if I'm not wanting to go for that kind of hyper dewy look and I want something that's a little bit more satin with just a touch of dewiness, this is what I reach for. This is actually a combination of zinc and titanium dioxide, just FYI for those of you who maybe prefer to just use zinc. So anyway, I think I've raved about this enough. This is a wonderful product. I do highly recommend it, and I will definitely be getting it again in the future Huge, huge fave for 2021. And then another huge SPF favorite of mine is the Josh Rosebrook Nutrient Day Cream. This is not a new product, but it is a new formulation, and I am in love with Josh's new formulation and his new packaging. This is kind of like a 2-in-1 sunscreen. I definitely consider this to be skincare. So when I just want to reach for something that is a combination of, a day cream, just like the title suggests, a nutrient day cream, when I just want to do 2 steps in one, so when I've cleaned my skin and I've done my toner and my serum, and then like I said, I just want to reach for one product that's going to be my cream and my SPF, I will reach for the Josh Rosebrook Nutrient Day Cream. I do really like the tinted. For a long time, I said that I preferred the tinted over the untinted, but I'm actually liking the untinted as well. I like both of them. I do think the tinted is maybe a little bit better, just sort of like universally, because it's got that tint. It's going to work for more skin tones, and it's just got such beautiful ingredients that it is a skincare product. So it can be your day cream, and then of course it's got the added bonus of the 30 SPF, which is pure non-nano zinc oxide. Again, not like a new discovery for 2021, but it is a reformulated product, which I think is performing even better than it did before. So just re-fallen in love with the Josh Rosebrook. Love the new formulation. I also do love the untinted, so can't rave highly enough about it. Absolutely love it. And then a new discovery for me, which is a new release, and I did show this to you in action in a Get Ready With Me video, is the Tower 28 Sunny Days. This is a tinted moisturizer, SPF 30. I have 2 colors. I have, let's see, what do I have? I've got Ocean Park and Melrose. So Ocean Park is, I think, for medium skin tone. Melrose, I think, is for lighter. I don't know if it's for light to medium, but I didn't quite have the best color match, so I do blend the 2. I think when I'm a lot tanner, I will probably just be able to use Ocean Park. I think maybe when we're in the dead of winter here and it's like end of February, I might just use the Melrose, but right now I'm using a combination of the 2. I think in a past video I did mention that to me, it does feel kind of like light to medium coverage. Other people are really describing this as more light coverage. I think since I don't wear full coverage makeup hardly ever, to me I really do feel like this is medium coverage. So it's somewhere between light to medium coverage. This gives a beautiful finish, very dewy. But if it is feeling a little bit too dewy for me, if I'm just not in the mood for a super dewy look, because this is pretty dewy, then I will just put some of the Kosas, what is this? I can never remember the name, the Cloud Set Powder. I will put some of this on top, and this is another favorite from 2021. I'm not a huge powder person. I don't usually set my entire face with powder, but this is absolutely beautiful. This is just really, really soft, so it doesn't completely take away that nice, beautiful glow. I would say what it does is, if it's really dewy, it just takes it down to a really pretty glow. So what I'll do, and my color is comfy, so pretty close to my skin tone. What I'll do is I'll just take a really small kind of fluffy brush and I'll put it under my eyes and then just maybe focus a little bit on my forehead and my nose, maybe a little bit on my chin. So then my cheeks stay nice and glowy. But it's just really easy to use and I really love it. So this is definitely a favorite of 2021. And then, so now we're gonna go ahead and move into makeup. I also wanted to mention Merit, the Merit foundation stick. I think I spoke about the Westman Atelier as my favorite foundation from 2020. And I will say that the Westman Atelier, I think at least right now, kind of remains my holy grail foundation. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. But from 2021, I will say, I think that the Merit foundation kind of was a favorite in that I really appreciated it more this year. I think in the past I said I didn't really love it as a concealer. Well, this year I really discovered its use as a concealer. It is really, really easy to use. So let's say in the morning, if I'm in a hurry to get out the door to go to work and I'm just like, oh my God, I've got some dark circles under my eyes or they're just really looking puffy and I need to even things out, I will reach for this and my color is Bisque. And what I'll do is I just do a quick swipe under my eyes and then I'll just kind of take it down the side of my nose and then do a quick stripe here, maybe here, and then I take my Real Technique setting brush. I won't even do a separate concealer brush and then I just start buffing it in. Just super quick, buff, 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 buff. blends in really seamlessly. I don't have to use separate products. Like I said, use this as a concealer, as a foundation, and it's just super, super fast. I do have it on today so that you can see what it looks like. I do have the Rare Beauty concealer on. I do typically reach for the Rare Beauty concealer when I'm filming, just because it does provide a little bit more of an opaque coverage than this one does. But I did use this on the rest of my skin so that you could see that finish that it gives. Really, really like this. So easy, so convenient, and it is a little bit lower of a price point than the Westman Atelier. So if you've been curious about the Westman Atelier, but you don't want to make that investment, I think this is a really great alternative. And so for all those reasons, it is on my 2021 favorites list. Just had to change my position real quick. I'm dealing with some lighting issues as usual. So let's go ahead and start talking about color cosmetics here. I wanted to mention my favorite bronzers. I have been loving the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush bronzer. I don't know if I've ever put this on a favorite list, or at least not a year-end favorite list. This is definitely my favorite powder bronzer. I love the color of this bronzer. It's a little bit darker than my natural skin tone. Has a little bit of red in the undertone, I would say, but it's not too warm, and it doesn't go orangey on my skin at all. It's near foolproof. Not that I'm gonna go nuts with this bronzer, but I don't feel like I can ever be too concerned with overdoing it. I love using it with a big fluffy brush. As most of us do with bronzer, we're gonna go for the high points, you know, cheekbones, up on here on our foreheads, a little bit into the hairline, under the jaw. Just such a beautiful bronzer, so easy to use. I absolutely love it, and it has just been such a big favorite of mine over this past year. And then a relative newcomer to my collection, but one that I know I'm gonna be reaching for time and time again over this upcoming year, is the Say bronzer. This is a cream bronzer. Again, pretty close to my skin tone, but maybe a shade or two darker. Not too much different than the Charlotte Tilbury. This is a cream bronzer, like I said, and I just find it to be super easy to use. I wore this in my most recent Get Ready With Me and just am so in love with this. I just had to include it in my 2021 favorites because I am that in love with it. So such a beautiful cream bronzer, so easy to use. I wouldn't say that it is super dewy, it's just more glowy, and like I keep repeating over and over again, just really easy to use, super foolproof, and I'm just so happy to have this in my collection. I absolutely love it. I do have this all over my face today. I don't know if you can really tell. Hopefully the bronzy color is showing through. Again, like I've been mentioning, I have a little bit of lighting issues going on here today, but it really just imparts that beautiful sun-kissed glow. Very, very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury. I would say it's just kind of a difference if you tend to reach for powder products versus cream products. I like to have both of them in my collection. It just kind of depends upon what mood I'm in. But yeah, these are both absolutely beautiful. Love them both. Huge, huge favorites for this past year. If you guys saw my last video, I talked about my 3 favorite cream blushes, and these Say blushes have just won out as my absolute favorite. These are the Dew blushes. They have this really convenient doe foot applicator, which I really like. I really like applying it directly to my skin and then just tapping it out and blending it in. That's what I did today. I actually used Rosy, which I really like. I mean, I really like all of them. I feel like Rosy's kind of that easy day-to-day color. Definitely do go check out that cream blush video that I just did if you're curious about seeing these in action. I do swatch all 3. I do not have Peachy, but it is coming in the mail, so I will definitely share that one with you guys in an upcoming video when I do receive it. But if you would like to see these 3 swatched, I have Dreamy, which is this beautiful kind of plummy berry color. This is Poppy, which is a corally color, which does turn kind of pink on my skin tone. And then Rosy, which is kind of like that dusty pink, which is what I have on my skin today. That cream blush video is definitely one to check out if you want to see the swatches, if you want to see it in action. But for me and my needs right now, it is such a perfect blush for me. I just love that creamy, dewy texture, but it's not like hyper dewy. It's not like super glossy and slick. It just feels very natural, very flattering. So you can tell how much I love it. Number one favorite blush of the year. So let's talk quickly about eyes. So I'm really excited to tell you that the Westman Atelier eye pods are now available in singles. So mine is actually part of a trio, and I typically only use this one, and this is Tabak. This is a really pretty warm bronzy color. And I'll show you what it looks like here. So it's a really pretty, kind of medium toned, warm bronze color. That's a really pretty, just like one and done eye color. And I like using her mini foundation, or I think it's like a mini blender brush. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but of course I will show you down below. And it just fits in the iPod perfectly. You just swirl it around and then just, of course, blend it out. So it's a really easy one and done look. And like I said, I got this as a part of her trio, and I wasn't really ever gonna talk about it that much because I'm not a huge fan of the entire trio, but Tabak is my favorite. So now that you can get Tabak as a single, I am including it as a favorite of 2021 because I just think it's an absolutely beautiful one and done. And then my other favorite eye product from 2021 is this Victoria Beckham palette. This is her signature palette. I love this packaging. I think it's beautiful, just so slim and elegant. Just a good everyday palette that works really well, functions really well, easy to use, looks beautiful on the eyelids, of course, and lasts all day, which is super important, especially with a palette like this that I do tend to wear at work. So I love it. Kind of has a nice creamy texture, just a slight hint of shimmer. So it just sort of gives it that little extra something special. I really adore this. And again, I just love this packaging, love how it clicks shut. Big, big win for me. And I didn't really use it that much at the beginning of the year. It's kind of been more to the end of the year that I've just kind of like rediscovered it and have just kind of fallen in love with it. All right, so we're gonna end with a couple of lip products. This is the Bite Beauty Power Move Soft Matte Lipstick. I do have 3 shades of this, but this is my favorite. This is Praline. Just a really beautiful, soft, kind of dusty, neutral pink. I'm just gonna swatch this right here on my palm since I've got it in focus and relatively good lighting here. So that is what the color looks like. And I do actually have this on my lips today. So I'll put a little more on so you can see it. And it is matte, but it is very comfortable. It is a soft matte, very comfortable on the lips. I don't feel like it's drying at all. I can wear this all day and I don't feel like I'm dying to put a balm on my lips. But having said that, there are times where I do actually want to put something kind of glossy on my lips. And so I will reach for what is my last favorite of 2021. And these are the Tower 21 Milky Jelly Glosses. And so in this instance, what is perfect is the color Oat. This is kind of a very, very pale, milky pink, and I love putting this on top of lipsticks. So I love what this gloss has done to this lipstick. You can see it's kind of toned down the color just a little bit. It hasn't turned into a light pink lipstick, but it's definitely taken the shade down just a notch, just a little bit. So I really like that effect that it gives. And then it makes the lipstick just feel a little bit more hydrating. And it's not like these lip glosses are a, lip gloss balm hybrid by any means, but they do feel really nourishing, really good on the lips. I love how they feel. I absolutely love these glosses. So on their own, they feel really good. They've been really good for this time while we're wearing masks. So for instance, I will reach for Cashew. Like if I'm going to work, Cashew is a great color to wear on its own. So you can see it's this beautiful, like brownie, slightly pink color. Not too cool, not too warm. I love it so much. So I reach for this one really frequently. Like I said before, I'm gonna go to work, so even though no one's gonna see it, it makes me feel like I'm just, doing a little something special getting ready for work. So I feel like these Tower 28 lip glosses serve a couple different purposes. They feel good on my lips. I just like having them on my lips. They don't feel sticky or goopy. They don't stick to my mask if I'm having to wear a mask, like I said, if I'm going to work. Especially with the cashew, I feel like I'm doing something a little extra. I have a little color on my lips. So I've just been reaching for them a lot over this last year. So they have definitely become a huge, huge favorite. And then especially with oat, if I feel like taking it down a notch in terms of a lip color, like I just tend to not wear really bright lipsticks. So if I do reach for a lipstick that's brighter than I typically wear, and I want to tone it down just a little bit, then oat is the perfect lip gloss to put on top of a brighter lipstick. So that's it. That's my roundup of all of my favorites from 2021. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was really fun for me to put this together and just kind of take a look back at this past year to see what I have really enjoyed. Please do share with me what your favorite discoveries have been over this past year. I would really love to hear what you all have been loving, what's been at the top of your list. I'm really looking forward to 2022 and filming videos for this upcoming year. I do have some fun videos in mind. I'm especially looking forward to doing another gray journey update. It's been a couple of years now since I started my gray journey, so I'm looking forward to talking to you all about that, to let you know where I'm at. I mean, you guys can tell where I'm at, sort of like physically where I'm at with my hair, because you can see it, but I just wanted to let you know how I'm feeling about it, where I'm at, because it has definitely not been a linear journey for me. So I'm excited to talk to you all about that. And then there's just some other fun things that I haven't told you guys about, just some life updates, what's going on with our house, just some fun things that I've been doing, skincare wise, just to give you some updates on that. So if that sounds interesting to you, please do subscribe. If you haven't already, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. If you celebrate Christmas, I wish you a very Merry Christmas, and of course wishing you all a very Happy New Year. So thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.